First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that showed up. This is What's the Skitty Podcast, you know what I'm saying? Hosted by yours truly, Wild Miller, you know. And basically, the premise of the podcast is to make sure that you understand the lifestyle the best way you can. I'm gonna go around the room and introduce everybody. This is Jamie. This is Tony. This is Jen. This is D'Lo. This is Mika, my wife. Ken. This is Cuddy. This is Essence. This is Danny. This is Trina. This is Coffee. And basically, you know, the premise of the whole show is to just hear us out. So, without further ado, first question. How do you know that somebody at a party or event is being too aggressive? Male or female? How do you catch the signs like, okay, this person is too aggressive, they're doing too much, I gotta remove myself or whatever. So I think they're going to
I say by the
I would say a sign of being too aggressive is maybe touching without asking permission. After somebody says no, once asking again or coming back again, those are, in my opinion, signs of being too aggressive.
Wait until your nigga get up and, you know, and then here he come. You know, from your, wait until your nigga get up or you know, she's sitting there and he get up and then here he come. You know.
I feel one of the ways you can tell somebody's being overly aggressive is read the energy in the room from your other, you know, attendees that are there. Any behaviors that somebody's exuding that has your guests feeling uncomfortable, they don't feel, you know, feeling uncomfortable, feeling unsafe. As hosts, it's our responsibility to kind of look into that a little bit more and figure out what behaviors that they're doing that have everybody on edge. But that's one of the telltale signs is I pretty much look at the energy of the people in the room and see, you know, kind of how they're reacting to that person.
Pulling and grabbing. A lot of people don't react to that well. You can pull and grab on somebody and you get swung on. I'm one of them people. Don't grab and pull on me, especially after I've already told you no. You pull on me, I'm swinging. Period. Don't do it. Ask questions. It don't take the 2 seconds to say, hey, do you want to go play? Are you playing tonight? Whatever.
Anybody else? Good talk. And also, it just don't go one way. Women, I gotta learn too that the guy might not be interested in me. Period. You know what I'm saying? And you being aggressive, you don't know who that guy came up with. You know what I'm saying? Because he might have a crazy wife or a crazy girlfriend and go right to her like, oh, she been messing with me all night, like, baby, you need to go down. And she might go handle it. And now you in a position where you about to get your ass whooped because you so infatuated with the guy. So just make sure you keep your hands to yourself and make sure you be respectful to the males too, because it goes both ways.
And it also applies to, I'm glad you say that because that applies bisexual women. It applies to other women as well. I know I can be aggressive, but what I try to do before touching a female, whether I know her or not, is to ask permission. No matter the turntness of the party or, you know, whatever level everyone's on, everybody has a right to say whether or not they want to be touched. And I've seen women be overly aggressive with other women. You gotta know everybody's comfort level and this is not at the same place. So there's no harm in asking someone, you mind if I, you know, can I? And they'll tell you yes or no, and you could read body language. If that language don't go along with that yes that they give you, which I know that's another topic too, but if it don't line up, then kind of back off and give, you know, that person their space.
And
subject.
Oh, yeah. Take the floor, bro.
I'll speak in general. So, I've seen in the past there be issues with males to where their female is with it or whatever, that you have to openly advertise it to the world, and you ain't got to really do all of that. You don't have to come to a party and be like, my girl, take it, do it. Yeah, women don't necessarily like that, and men don't necessarily want to be on some, that's that, you know, that's not necessarily a turn on. A lot of men do that. Women do it as well, but it doesn't really come off, in my opinion, the same if a woman does it versus a man doing it. A man doing it is kind of like, well, if this woman don't have a voice, she ain't got a voice, she can't say who she want to play with or whatever. It's kind of like you just throwing it out there to the wolves, and anybody can just play with this chick, when that's not necessarily the route of what we do. So I just kind of wanted to address that.
So, with that being said, this is one of my favorite questions. Who gets the most slack? A unicorn or a bull? And for those who don't know,
The most what, baby?
who basically, who is the one that always is frowned upon in the lifestyle? You know what I'm saying? Okay. And for those who don't know, we're going to drop terminology on this podcast too. A unicorn is a bisexual female, basically, right? Who play with couples and do her own thing. And a bull is a single male, straight male, who play with couples and do his own thing. So on this joint right here, you're gonna know, we're gonna drop terminology. But back to the question at hand. Who gets the most slack? Y'all said the bulls, right? Why the bulls get more slack?
The bulls get more slack. You can look at any event or kickback. The upcharge for a bull to attend compared to a unicorn being able to attend. There's no comparison. Most of the time, unicorns are free. If anything, you might have a curfew, you're free until 10. But they always are going to pay from the time that thing starts to the time it ends. There's way more that they have to go through because they're not as valued as the unicorn is.
So that's,
You go.
so that's why I bet that, man, I bet the bull, because they got to be, have certain things that I see, I don't know what it is, that I see in the bull to even get this number when I see them, when they approach me at the loft or whatever, I don't even, I say what I say, and then they take it and run it, so.
I mean, do unicorns get more slack? No.
Everybody loves the unicorn.
Y'all really believe unicorns get
I
more
was just
slack?
gonna ask, why do unicorns get more love than bulls do?
So I feel like unicorns get more love just because I think like
We love
female unicorns like myself, we more laid back. Like I'm not about to be chasing couples around, not chasing men around. But for a lot of bulls that I know, they are thirsty. They chasing you down, grabbing you. They'll sit you could be getting it on, they gonna come sit in your face and jack out. There are certain things that you just don't want to be done in the middle.
So you know from previous experience that somebody did that before. I mean,
I watched it happen before, I sure
okay.
have. But yeah, I'm just saying, they're a little bit more aggressive
I
than
think I was
the
at that
unicorns.
part. I know what you're talking about.
But that's what it is. That's what it is.
I think with the bull thing, the other part is the respect. Certain points, when certain bulls attend a party and they're really new to it, the level of you think they had a real whole party, it's son, that's somebody come to your mouth, you bring it right. Talking about, because you don't really understand the lifestyle to that aspect. So that level of respect sometimes can take it out of hand. So I just feel like bulls at a certain rate they should have a certain amount of size.
And I would say on the flip side of that, I've seen unicorns walk up and start twerking on somebody's husband, don't know, or don't know if they're there with someone or not also.
And to that as
So I
well.
will say that there's, on both sides, there's disparities to the bull and the unicorn. I don't think the bull should get more flack than the unicorn because I feel like
They go both ways.
they go both ways.
I feel like depending on the vibe of the party, you get what I'm saying? So if it's more like, okay, it's more dudes there. Like, you know, sometimes you pretty dudes be looking like, yo, girl, me? Wait a minute, hold up. They start circling around like, I don't know what type of party you think about to happen, but yeah.
So I would say I feel like,
No, you got to talk.
They also got a mic at top.
I can hear my echo. I feel like it's dual, and I feel like this is maybe a 2 to 3 part breakdown on one question. But I feel like both unicorns and bulls come in, like Trina was saying, with their sides of what they face, dealing with couples, dealing with the LS community. What I'm going to say about aggressive, thirsty bulls is the difference I see is unicorns are more likely to be mentored when coming into the lifestyle, meaning somebody that brought them in, took the time to break down to them kind of how the LS goes, the expectations of what you're going to be doing as a unicorn, things of that nature, and the bulls that are brought in by their homeboys and stuff like that don't get the same mentoring. So when you come to these parties, you don't think it's a fuck party because your body.
That's why
It's a vetting and it's a mentoring that needs to take place. So when we say who actually goes through more or less being judged harder, I do feel unicorns have their bucket that they're looked at as home wreckers. They're looked as they don't really know how this is supposed to go as far as following the rules, with dealing with couples and things like that. That's the bucket that they deal with. And then bulls deal with the bucket of not knowing how to respect a king in regards to his queen if they weren't taught. So we can go back and forth on that all day long, but I think the essence of it comes down to, which probably is going to be the next question, mentorship. And y'all hear me talk about that a lot. Why mentoring is so important when you're coming into this brand new world of things that you don't know the right way to do.